Hello everyone, welcome to Marlin Chess Kids. Today I'm going to show you another beautiful game by Alexander and Stanisław. And in this game, it finished in only 28 moves. So let's start with the game. The game starts with pawn to d4, knight f6, knight f3, c5, d5, e6, c4, e takes d5, c takes d5, and d6. And this is the first 5 moves. And in this position, you can see that the white is slightly better. Then the game to continue with a knight to c3, g6, e4, bishop g7, and preparing for castling from the black. Then bishop to e2, and the white also prepared to castling. Then black play castling and white castling, and rook to e8, preparing to attack the pawn at e4. Then knight to d2, protecting the pawn, and e6 and a6. And now in this, the first 10 move, in this position, both are fully developed, quite developed, and white is just slightly better in this position. Then the game continue. The white play a4 and black play b6. Then queen to c2 and rook to a7 and knight to c4. Then rook a to e7, preparing to double up the rook, and with the idea of attacking the e4 pawn. And then white to play f3 to protect the pawn, and bishop to b7. Then rook to a3. And now you have one great move from the black, which is a knight takes d5, a sacrifice of the knight. And once a sacrifice of the knight, if the pawn to capture, then the rook can capture back the bishop. And here we'll be winning by 1 pawn. So knight takes d5 and e takes d5. Then bishop takes c3 and queen takes c3, and now the rook takes back the bishop. And in this position, you can see that the black the position, and the position is equal, and the black has the advantage of attacking with the rank 2. You can bring the queen to the h4 and attack the pawn at h2. So the white continue to play knight to e3, prevent the 2 rook to be connected. And here the black play queen to h4. So if the queen to attack the rook, then the rook can go to e1 and go for the action. So if the white play g3 attack the queen, then it's one of the mistake that the queen can just capture the h2 and checkmate. If the white play h3, then at this position black will be clearly winning, because the queen can just go to g3 and the rook can attack the pawn, and the rook can capture the knight, then the queen can capture the g2 pawn and checkmate. So one example of the game will be g3, queen to g3. Then if you made an example move like rook to a1, then you can just use the rook 8, capture the e3 knight. And here now after any move, then the queen can capture and there will be the checkmate. So queen h8 check, then king capture the queen, then rook f2 prevent the attack, and queen just capture the rook, and king to h2, and just queen takes g2 and checkmate. So after queen to h4, white play knight to g4, and now black try to bring another knight to the action. You can play the knight to d7 and also bring the knight to e5, and we have a strong idea of exchange the knight, then you can capture the h2 pawn. So knight to d7, and this knight will give the pressure to the white. Then the white play knight h6 and check the king, and at this position the black continue to pressure the white, so the black will just try to escape the scheme by moving at this pattern. So the black king will try to move the king from one side to the other side and to launch the attack. So for example, in this game, the black play king f8, then queen to h8 and check the king, then the king just move away to the queen side, king to e7, then queen capture the pawn, queen takes h7, then now you have queen to d4, diagonal check the king, and the white play king to h1. So at this position, black has a decisive advantage in the game. And after this, the black play king to d1, one another great move, and this to allow the two rook to connect again. Then the knight takes f7 and check, and now the king move to king c7, and in this position the black is clearing winning the game. And I give a couple of seconds to figure how the black can play, or the idea for the black to win in this position. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer, and for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the move. So in the actual game, the white play bishop to g5, and after this, the black have one beautiful idea by playing a sacrifice queen and mate in 4. So here, queen to f2 and preparing to attack the g2 pawn, and also at the center attack the rook. So this will be the mate in 4. So after queen to f2, then rook to g1, and rook to e1, attacking the rook, then bishop to d8 and check the king, then king to b8, then bishop to c7 and check the king again, and after king capture the bishop, king takes c7 and white resign, because there is no way to prevent the checkmate. So if the game to continue, you use the rook to capture the e1 rook, then you can just have the queen takes or the rook takes, and there will be a back rank checkmate. And with this, thank you.